Man, it's crazy to think about that this is going to be the last time that I ever film in this room and make content in it. Because if you haven't been keeping up with all of my updates lately, I am going to be buying a house soon, and I'll be moving out this week. By the time you see this video, I probably will already have closed on my house, and I don't know, it's still surreal, you know, to think that one of my biggest goals is finally about to be achieved. You know, assuming that my final walkthrough goes through pretty well, which I'm pretty confident it is. I mean, I'm not going to get into all of my personal details because you know how the internet is, and I'm not going to dig into that, but I'm pretty confident that the sale is going to go through pretty well. And I just wanted to make this video as a personal thing for myself, as a farewell to, well, a farewell to my parents. I'm still gonna see them, obviously, but a farewell to, you know, staying with them, you know, a farewell to this room that I have just rotted in for way too fucking long. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you guys up for too long, but since I have a pretty rough time expressing myself off the top of my head because of, you know, my presumed challenges with, you know, autism and all of that, I'm going to switch over to a more familiar format, you know, with the gameplay playing in the background while I yap a bit. That way I can collect my thoughts more accurately, because when I do stuff like this, I always leave up important things that I always want to hit with my talking points. I want to avoid that. So yeah, I'm going to switch over to a more scripted format from here, and then I'll close out with my final goodbye to this room that has just been there for my entire journey. I've always starved for independence, but one thing I've hardly ever shared is just how stuck I've been. Ever since I graduated high school a decade and a half ago, damn, I'm old. There's been a constant internal struggle going on. I won't detail all of the depressing stuff because this is supposed to be a celebration of a major milestone, but I've had to fight an identity crisis, family complications, false or fake friends, unstable employment, getting rejected from college. Yeah, for some reason that I can't explain, people always assume that I've been to university and are super surprised I only have a high school diploma. Just a mountain of shit too tall to scale in just this one video. So, dealing with all that severely damaged my self-esteem. At one point, I was convinced my self-esteem was irreparable. I slowly, over the course of time and aging, corroded into this self-loathing individual who felt like he couldn't do a damn thing right. When you're told you're slow from as early as a young age, that shit sticks with you. And until I figured out how to break that cycle of self-destruction, it was always difficult envisioning a promising future for myself. But there's one thing I learned about myself over the years, it's that I really love to prove people wrong. Not prove them wrong in debates or corny ass stuff like that, but rather, I like to prove someone wrong when they assume some shit about me. When someone tells me that I can't do something, I'm like, bet, let's go. Instead of trying to argue, talk back, or scream at them that they're wrong, I just shut up and do the thing. And if I fail, I'll keep improving until I can give it another shot and prove with action on my second try that I truly was capable of doing said thing. It was that hunger for constant self-improvement that helped destroy the defeatist mindset I always secretly harbored. So naturally, that brings us to today. I've always wanted my own house, but because of all the constant berating of my character and capabilities from my peers and even family members like my brother, it always caused me to feel like I either couldn't handle that responsibility or I was just too stupid to be a homeowner. Pair that with some crippling depression and an array of other stuff I listed at the beginning, it paralyzed me. I wanted to move out as soon as my early 20s, but not only was I just financially unstable back then, but I was scared as hell to even consider making such a huge lifestyle change. So I rotted away at my parents' place for far longer than I should have. Obviously, it's not something I'm proud of. Despite my best efforts, there is still a lingering shame over my failure as a man for not living up to my potential. That shame just never disappeared, no matter how hard I worked, no matter how hard I grinded. Nothing was ever satisfactory, and I only rotted further in this cave as I kept trying to figure myself out and slaving away at soulless, low-wage jobs. But change occurred when I finally had self-awareness of my captivity in that destructive loop, and newfound confidence kicked in. I honestly couldn't tell you when I broke that loop of always doubting my capabilities, but when I did, I can't describe to you how powerful I felt. I began reflecting more dominantly on things I did achieve versus stuff I hadn't achieved yet. Even though I've fallen off now, I'm always still proud of Magnus Zero and what I've built here. For example, I proved to myself and peers with actions alone that I wasn't some slow dumbass. I had accomplishments, maybe not stuff that was super glamorous, but that superficial shit isn't what life's about anyway. I've got a strong work ethic. I've held down consistent employment in the same field for 9 years straight. I've made the smart decision to move to a better place of employment in the same field, grew in that field to a position with more responsibilities, and still holding it down to this day, aced a certification exam. I was wise with my money and spending habits, so much that I hadn't realized I was until much later. While I never publicly published any of my writing, I've written loads of shit that just sits on my hard drive in Google Docs. I've built things from just the confines of my brain, and that's something to be proud of. A dumbass couldn't do any of what I just listed. So once I got my head in gear, I told myself, alright, let's prove that I truly can handle a greater responsibility. And I became way more serious about home ownership from that day forward. But fast forward, I literally woke up one day, I think it was like last week or something, and I had a realization. Oh shit, I've actually got a house. When did this happen? Like, sure, I knew what I was doing. I didn't mean that literally like I was confused, but it was more of a classic case of being locked in on a goal so hard that you just forgot the passage of time. Months went by and reality just caught up to me that the dream was finally real. I'm free. I'm independent. Yeah, there's going to be challenges with adjusting to the huge lifestyle change, and no doubt I'll have some mental health episodes in between the adaptation period, but I feel good right now. And it's all because of one thing. One corny ass simple philosophy that I just never drop, no matter how old I get. I never gave up. So if there's anything you take from this video, it's just never give up. Just always believe in yourself, even when things start to look bleak. Just hang in there. You got this. I believe in you. If nobody else believes in you, I believe in you, and you should believe in yourself. So on that note, I'm saying farewell to this place that I've rotted in for so long. And as you can see, I've already taken some things off. You don't see my little collection in the back anymore because that's all in boxes now. I still haven't taken all my posters and stuff down. Yeah, because I still got that beautiful Tifa Lockhart picture up there. Need to take that down too. But yeah, because I'm still packing. Going to be moving out on a Thursday, so yeah, I need to make sure I get back to packing now, so I don't have to worry about scrambling on closing day to get all my shit out of here. But yeah, it's been a journey, man, and it's still hard to believe that I'm actually going to be getting out of here real soon. I'm going to miss seeing my parents every day, obviously, but and I can kind of tell in their faces that, you know, they're kind of scared to see me go. But look, to all the parents out there, you gotta let your children go. Especially at my fucking age, please let them go. If they're there longer than like 25, please just give them that push to, not to force them out, but just to give them that motivation, you know? You gotta leave the nest. And that's my time now. And this is also closing one chapter on my life, and I'm opening up another chapter of my life, and I'm excited for it because this all aligns with my whole channel merger. If you've seen my previous video that I uploaded, that video marks a new chapter for Magnus Zero. So while Magnus Zero is going through its transition and its new chapter, I'm transitioning into another chapter of my life, and I'm just very excited to see where things go. And I especially thank you all for joining me on this journey of Magnus Zero for however fucking long I've been doing this. It's definitely been way over, like, yeah, this channel's way past 15 years old, I think. Yeah, because I had a 15-year anniversary. Yeah, I forgot about that already. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. And like I've been mentioning, I finally have channel memberships open. So if you feel the need to support me further, because my videos are always going to be free, I'm never going to charge anybody for anything. But if you just want to throw a couple extra bucks my way on that membership stuff, it's there. It's bare bones, and I've always had my reservations of opening it up in the first place. But you know what? You guys convinced me to open it up, and I really shouldn't have looked at it that way, as like taking money from people. I know people who just want to support me. I want to at least open up that avenue for you guys, because I don't want to deny you guys of, support. But just know that whether you decide to be a member of this channel or not, I always appreciate you. And there's no pressure to join or anything. But yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping, and I need to go back packing. So yeah, the next time you see me, I will be in my new place. It's going to be a while. Yeah, because I'll be unpacking. I still have a lot of shit to do. You guys probably won't hear from me in like a few weeks from now, potentially a month. It just depends on how fast I get settled in and I can get everything set up. But I'll keep you guys posted on my community posts. But until then, thank you for everything. I'll see you in my next chapter. Stay chill, y'all.